All right, good evening, everyone. This is AZ Crypto and doing a solo today, talking about the latest in crypto. And obviously, it was a horrific weekend. We learned a lot of bad stuff about FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried. None of it good. Huge hole, and they went to bankruptcy, so it plunged the market down. BTC slowly recovering, but still well below what everyone expected at this point. In terms of what it means for Voyager, we did get some clarity over the weekend. In case you didn't see or didn't get the email, the auction in terms of taking bids, it's not quite an auction right now, but they are in the process of looking at bids again. And supposedly, Cross Tower is saying that they're still involved. They even claim they didn't know any other party that was involved. But right now, what the UCC and Voyager's doing is they're trying to see if they can find another bidder. So yeah, Ant saying CZ low key saved us. Well, we'll talk about Binance in a little bit. I have some thoughts, some good, some bad. So yeah, CZ tried to save FTX supposedly the day before everything went to hell. Looked at the book supposedly and said, we can't do this. Supposedly only had 1 billion in liquidity and over 8 billion in liabilities. So a horrible situation. Looks like Sam was much more of a criminal than we ever anticipated. Crazy. If you read all the stuff that took out with the girlfriend and them stealing funds, and then over the weekend, what was really insane is you saw supposedly they got hacked for almost 300 million, but it seems like an inside job. Really, if you look at the evidence, it doesn't seem like a sophisticated hacker. It seemed like someone that knew how to get into FTX when they supposedly were halted by the Bahamas, and they were able to get more money. Not good because they also own BlockFi as well. FTX UX obviously done. The one good news is they did not get any of the Voyager funding. In fact, supposedly they gave Voyager $5 million as a good gesture to show that they were serious about going through with the deal. So the deal is completely off. And so the question now is, can they find another bidder, a buyer, who's able to give customers back anywhere near 72%? Remember, the estimate was between 70 and 75%. Thing went well with Voyager. If you are a BlockFi customer, you're in for a whole lot of pain. I mean, they almost went bankrupt over the summer. FTX bought them, and now we know when FTX was buying them, it was pretty much with fake funds that they didn't really have to buy. They should not. If you've got 7 to 8 billion in liability, what are you doing buying another company, even if it's only 33 million? So horrible there. If you're a BlockFi customer, I know at one point they had a pretty cool BTC credit card that they were trying to tout. So here's the thing: if you are a Voyager customer, I know a lot of you are. Um, just stay patient. I mean, right now we're in a waiting mode. Honestly, I would still, in the back of my mind, keep that Chapter 7 as a possibility. I know it's not what people want to hear, but if they can't find a buyer who really has the funds, especially in this bear market, and moving to a Chapter 7 would obviously suck, but it gets people back their money as soon as possible. And I think that's really important here. Again, every day lost is lost opportunity. I'm going to keep saying that over and over because it's true. Not going to change. So while we were waiting for December, January, and February, that could now lead into March. Hopefully it doesn't, but we got to be prepared for that. In terms of Binance US, is Binance US safe? That's a great question. I want to say this: Binance US is not directly in line with Binance. They kind of pay to use that name. My one concern with Binance is they have their own stable coin, which is not audited. And you might say, does that matter? Yes. Have you been paying attention to crypto? Even though it's not an algorithmic stable coin like Luna had, um, anyone that starts their own stable coin that's not audited, so they don't have to prove that it's backed 100%, is risky. Now, BNB is safe. They don't seem to be leveraging it, but you never know. Sadly, the most safe exchange, if you want to go in that route, would probably be Coinbase. They charge an arm and a leg, but they don't have a token. They don't have, I mean, they do have USDC, but remember that's backed by Circle. That's actually audited twice a month. So that is their stable coin. And that, as far as we can tell, is the safest by far. And I know everyone's screaming, well, the governments are going to create their own stable coin and the digital dollar. Yeah, I think it's coming. I think it's coming. I don't think there's anything that people are going to be able to do to stop it. It'll be coming in the next 10 years. Um, when FTX went down, Mr. Wonderful was shouting and upset, and he said he was going to go to Congress and demand change. Well, great, but you waited until FTX went under. Where were you when Celsius and Voyager went under? Why weren't you that upset? And that's kind of been the problem, is if it doesn't happen to me, I'm not affected. And that's not great for a community. Really not. I feel bad for anyone, no matter what situation you're in, if you're trapped, your funds are trapped. It's not cool. That's not what people signed up for. And I know self custody and cold wallets and all of that, but hey, that's not how everyone entered in crypto. And I don't think that's the future. I don't think everyone with a cold wallet that only trades, here and there, and you have to pay gas fees to use something like Uniswap that is going to kind of hold people back because not everyone can afford high gas fees for every price. I don't think that's what crypto was about. Crypto was about taking, advantage of a situation where you had more control than just a regular stock market. But as it wasn't about being defrauded and having no consequence. It wasn't about blockchains like Luna breaking down and people saying, "Oh, that's just how it goes." It wasn't about people like Steve Ehrlich and Sam Bankman-Fried not being held accountable. That's not what crypto is about. So as a community, hopefully we can get together. Yeah, CZ says he wants to help projects that were affected by this. We will see. The only thing I'll say about CZ is just be careful. I mean, don't make the same mistakes everyone else did. Don't spread your money out too far because you never know what's going to happen at this point. Just remind you that Binance has had some pretty tough charges in terms of internationally. They've had their wrists, slapped before. And right now, they're not very popular with U.S. lawmakers. So even though Binance US seems safe, because it's technically not even real Binance, just be careful. Just be careful. My advice right now, and there are a lot of coins that are an amazing value. And maybe we'll do a show in terms of how to use a trust wallet if you guys are interested. Stay away from the exchanges. The big advantage of a trust wallet is you can buy something directly with a credit card and just hold it there and then not worry about getting to an exchange like Coinbase or Binance US until you actually are ready to sell. The trouble right now with buying any type of altcoin is I still don't think we've hit rock bottom. And it sucks to say that, but I think there's more downside. We touched 15. I'm pretty confident, unfortunately, looking at some of the statistics and the algorithms, we're going to touch 15K again. I don't think we're getting to 10, but I wouldn't say 14 or 13 BTC would shock me. I do think that 10 seems like a ton of support, and that probably would be worst case scenario, but it is going to take some time to bounce back. So having exposure to BTC and DCing your way in right now is great. Some of the altcoins, wow, are they really down? If you take a look at some of the top projects we've talked about, I mean, Polkadot, Avalanche, eGold, you're getting an amazing discount. However, there's one caveat. We don't know what regulation is going to do to the space. We don't know how that's going to affect the next bull run. So not financial advice, but if you are interested in those projects and you want to do it through a secure place where you don't have to worry about an exchange as a trust wallet, I would definitely DCA my way in just to be safe. One, you don't want to put all your money in now because things can get worse and then you're under. So DCAing your way in, yeah, you might not catch the bottom, but that's okay. That's all right. It's about being there in 2024, 25 when things turn around and you have an asset, for example, such as eGold that's well under 50 right now, that could be at 500. I'm not telling you for sure it's going to get there, but it looks great as a project. You have something that Avalanche that's under 15 that can get well above 100, if not 150 to 200. So yeah, the buying opportunities are there. That's the irony of our situation right now. It actually is a great time to buy if you can find a place that's safe and you know how to use self-storage and you can wait. I would say at least till the middle of 2024. I don't think there'll be great selling opportunities. Now, you might have something like a week ago, Cardano had a 20% pump right after we kind of hit rock bottom with the Sam Bankman-Fried noise. But it would be a quick thing, If you're looking for a 2 or 3x, it's going to be years, not weeks, not months. We'll keep you guys updated on that. as much as I hate to say it, I don't hate to say it. I've talked about this coin. BNB right now seems like it has a ton of potential if it can survive regulation in the U.S. because everything else has died. VGX, Celsius, BlockFi, FTX, right? You have Crypto.com that claims the CRO token that they're okay, but I would not trust them at all. Absolutely not. I do not trust Crypto.com. Nothing against them, but they've lied before. So they claim they have a ton of reserves. Be very careful if you're on Crypto.com. Not financial advice. I would not make that mistake. Don't make the mistake we did with Voyager. Don't just assume because they tell you everything's okay that it's okay. So if you're on Crypto.com, really, really think about if you can getting your assets off for a while just to be safe. So again, going back to Voyager, we're kind of restarted the process here. We're going to see what bidders come with. I'm still not a huge believer in Cross Tower, guys. Please prove me wrong, but I don't think the app's going to be salvaged at this point. I think it's just really tough to get people to trust you at this point. I could be wrong. We'll see if they come through. Great, I'd love it. Yeah, I'll go on the show and start jumping up and down if we can get the Voyager app back up, even if it's called Crosstar or whatever. But I want you to show me something, not just say things. Um, yeah, so Cross Tower just tweet. They've been tweeting a lot, Lucy. But at some point, your tweets have to turn into action. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not. I kind of discounted them. Obviously the process is back up, so I want to see what they can do. Yeah, and if someone from Cross Tower wants to come on the show, we reached out before. Actually, we tried to get someone on, they didn't. We'd love to have you. Not the biggest channel, but a lot of people that have a lot of money invested in Voyager would love to hear what you have to say, if you can legally say it. And I think you can because right now there's no legal purpose. It's not like we're having an auction going on, so they should be able to talk. So hopefully we'll hear more very soon. Hopefully we'll hear back from Mr. FOMO very soon, as early as today or tomorrow. For Mr. FOMO, this is AZ Crypto. Thank you everyone for joining us. Please hit that subscribe, that like, that bell button. But most importantly, if you could really hit subscribe and share and get more people to help us out and grow our subscription list, we would love it. For Mr. FOMO, this is AZ Crypto. Thanks everyone. You have a great evening.